It is 5:23. I'd like to call this meeting to order for Keep Laredo Beautiful Board of Directors. I'm going to go through roll call. Jean Belmares on his way. Myra Hernandez. Lynn Nava, present. Monica Cavazos.
Present.
Graciela Villarreal. Jaime Heredia. Andy Linares. Laura Carolina Perez, Virginia Lopez. Okay, so we have excused absences for Jaime and for Laura. What about Myra? You haven't heard from her?
Mm-hmm.
Graciela? Okay. And Virginia? Okay, so. Okay. All right. I'd like to read the minutes so we can call, well, we can't call for an approval, but go ahead and read the minutes so that whenever we have a quorum, we can go ahead and take action.
If you'd like to start going over the GCA report.
Let's go ahead and move down to staff reports and let Ruby go ahead and start with her reports to save time.
Yeah. Okay. So the affiliated activity report should be under your minutes. This is a quick overview of January and February. Pretty much site visits, career days, a lot of career days, and trainings, and more trainings coming up next week. Going to San Diego for Keep America Beautiful. Then after that we have another training. I signed up for the Junior Master Gardening program. Yes, so that's gonna be fun. Unfortunately it's virtual, but it should be fun. A lot of big event stuff and more career days. Grants and reports with GCA, which we're gonna go over. We already completed it, got to finish it yesterday. It's so tedious. Forestry grant that finally today they were, well actually I don't have an okay yet, because so I want to do the forestry grant. I want to make sure that we have do matching in kind, and in order to do that I asked the council member at the district I want to do it and we could use their park improvement funding. So he needs to approve it. Yeah, approve that first before we actually even get going. If not, then find somewhere else. But those are one of the districts where they have that type of funding to do. Because we're gonna do 20 and 20. Requested 20,000 for trees and match 20,000 back. And there was different categories. I don't know. I know some other board members had already checked out the grant, but we're doing the category 5, which is the tree planting.
So it would just be money to purchase trees or actual tree, like, you know what I mean?
No, I think it would be funding to purchase the trees. So we would get to pick the trees and everything, and that's part of the grant. They want to make sure that we're getting native to the area and that we know they're going to be successful.
They're going to supply them for us.
Yeah, they're
nice.
They're gonna provide us the funding for it, and they just want to make sure that we're covering everything. Because there was different.
Do you have a nursery that's providing you good quality native trees?
I know, that's what I was like,
We've been purchasing our trees from Mission Landscape, and they are in San Antonio. Mm-hmm. The past events, that's where we've purchased our trees from. Due to they've given us the best price,
mm-hmm.
and so that's where they've been coming from. And
And
so
just
far,
because a lot of the selection sometimes is, well, I know we used to buy from the valley,
yeah.
and they were just terrible. It's like they literally pulled them out of them one day and gave them to us.
Yeah, and I think that's something, Victor mentioned, that he likes these trees that we've been getting because he hasn't had any trouble with them.
Yeah.
And I think he said that the other trees that I forgot the name of the company, that he was purchasing from was giving him a hard time, and the trees were dying, and estaban malas, and they had like diseases or something. They weren't good.
You just went fruity.
Yeah, but this one we haven't had any trouble with. They're
Good.
doing good.
Good.
Luckily. You know, the ones that probably careful about the grant, aren't you? So, there's another. I didn't get to do. I know I mentioned y'all that I was gonna do like this, bring back like a monarch grant.
Mm.
I didn't get to do it. We were so busy with the GCA and the other stuff. But there's a new Whole Kids Garden grant that came up, and hopefully I have time to do that one. And then our annual report that's due on March 8th. So that's what's been going on our end. Do you have any questions about, do you guys want me to go into detail about big event real quick?
Sure.
So big event right now, I'm having a lot of issues, but we'll resolve that later. So I still don't know officially what our projects are gonna be. And that's kind of setting me back in purchasing our supplies. But we did a rough estimate of what we're looking at. I'm gonna pass it down to you all. Expenditure-wise, everybody, you know what's not on there?
Is this one?
Yeah, it's a little updated, but yeah, it's that one. So for big event, we're gonna be going into the Cantaranas neighborhood, and we're gonna be updating some parks, doing some beautification at parks, a beautification at the baseball park, Anna Baseball Park. And there's 2 parks and a skate park that we're gonna do, so it's total 4. And at this moment, it's 7 homes that we're gonna go in and remove any
Debris and trash.
debris,
and things.
trash, and stuff, bulky stuff that they may want to get rid of. And we're gonna be going around the neighborhood also picking up bulky stuff and all of that. And then we're gonna be doing a little bit of planting at the apartments that are there. If y'all are familiar with the neighborhood, there's some city owned apartments that are there, and they have little planters. We're gonna be planting there. That's pretty much what we're gonna be doing there. Oh, and painting the homes as well.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. That's the only thing that's not included on that estimate there. What's not included on the estimate is the paint for homes. So that's quickly can go up another 2,000 from the 6,000 and some that currently is. And with the paint, we're still unsure because we're not sure we're gonna paint those parks or not.
Are you allowing the homeowners to choose the color of paint?
No. No. So what I did go do, if you see, I did go to our HHW and did a quick visit to see what paint he had on there, and just to inform him to start separating paint for me if he got any of the big 5 gallons. And that's what he's already starting to do. So, and I'm mixing it so we can use some of that
Right.
paint. So that's what we're looking at. Hopefully we can use some of that. And I'm hoping that more like alike colors get there, because it would be nice to do a second coat. You know, but I mean, most of those homes are smaller too. That's where we stand with big event. It's still up in the air.
Have you put us on National Guard schedule for that?
Yeah.
The big event?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So the plan is National Guard's gonna help with doing traffic control, making sure that the volunteers are looking both ways when crossing the streets, that they're not going over the railroad tracks. That's what they're gonna be in charge of that day, because we are only using 10 volunteers for this event. What else? And it's in collaboration with TAMU, Coca-Cola, ourselves, Parks, Solid Waste, Environmental, Community Development, and Red Cross. The Red Cross is planning to install 400 fire alarms.
Smoke detectors.
Smoke detectors in that neighborhood.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that's another project as well, besides the beautification
But
project.
they're like on their own, sort of. I mean, like they're working around us, sort of.
I didn't understand if they were, I think they said that they were gonna use volunteers too, right?
Yeah, they have their own people. Like they're not using the TAMU people. Like our people are our
I thought they
people.
were.
Well, only because I'm sort of a volunteer with the Red Cross, and I get the emails about that project.
Uh-huh,
They have their own people, and they go out in groups of like 20.
uh-huh.
And usually they've been going to like Enciniso or like the outlying,
Uh-huh,
little
yeah,
towns.
they wanted to do that.
And that's what they do. And it's kind of like the way that they're doing it to like, hey, do you want us to paint your house? It's like, hey, do you want a smoke detector? They do, what do you call it? Where you just like go into the neighborhood, like,
Mhm,
and kind of like, hey, would you like a smoke detector or whatever?
mhm.
Because they have a specific goal where they're like, you need to get them out.
Mhm.
Because that's like their project for this year.
Yeah, and I think they said.
But yeah, it's totally like they're involved, I guess, with the meetings because they need to know like where things are going to be, I guess, area wise. But I mean, they're on their own. Like,
Okay, so they're not,
they're
I
under
thought they
their
were
own
gonna
direction.
use TAMU volunteers for that.
They said they could, but I mean that would take away from us, you know.
Well, the amount, I
You're
think,
gonna have plenty of volunteers.
I think
Unless,
it's gonna be
yeah.
a lot.
Because
Because
we
not
still
just
don't
The
that,
know what we're
max
gonna
people
do.
that you're gonna use on a house to paint it, are gonna be 7.
well, we were thinking about
Maybe.
10
Yeah,
volunteers
because
per household.
that's what I was gonna say, because you're gonna use half of them to do the yard and the other half will do painting.
Uh-huh.
I would
Otherwise,
say if
you're
anything for
overwhelmed.
them, they would only take like 50 people.
Mhm.
So if we have a huge turnout like we did last year, then we should be fine.
Well,
I would worry that that as many bodies as there are there,
mhm.
that they're actually doing what it is that we want them
Yeah,
to
well,
do.
yes, because how I said, some of the projects that we want to do might not happen. So that's how that stuff, big event stands. Earth Day, everything's going great so far. Dr. Abrigo, I already sent her the tree sponsorship form. So she's already getting us sponsors for that. I'm working on, I just showed it. I'm working with Parks to get us a, what do you call it, Lynn? What was it called? It's a tree what?
Which one?
Yes.
Oh, the Tree of Life, celebration tree and sponsorship.
The Tree of Life, so we'll call it Tree of Life. Or Legacy Tree.
Oh, the donation tree?
Uh-huh. And I want to go see, yesterday where we're gonna place it, and hopefully Parks can get started on it.
And this one's for,
Earth Day,
but for,
Earth Day, where are we having
true
it?
sponsorship.
North Central or
No.
I
George?
was like, why can't
George
I remember the
Washington?
name of the park? So it's not North Central Park.
George Washington.
So that's gonna be at Magnaville Park.
Yes,
Okay.
but I do want to add one of those at North Central to replace,
The signs.
the signs,
On the
because
trees.
half of the signs have gone missing.
Mhm.
Yes.
And they pay for those too, right?
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, the sponsors do pay for them, and we, the last time. So that's kind of what we're looking at. And
I've
Best
done-
Buy
I've
will be
done this
joining
one.
us, so it's gonna be pretty nice, huh?
We've bought, another place that I worked at, we did the one with the acorns.
Where was that?
It was for a hospital, it was for donor families.
Okay.
So there was like organ donors and,
Uh-huh.
tissue donors.
Is that locally?
No, this one was in Waco.
Oh, okay. Because Lynn was mentioning there's one locally, and I want to go take a look at it. Because it's going to be like a cinder block wall, is what we're looking at right now, cinder block wall, but then for the welder to do the
So it's gonna be outside,
branches.
well, duh, it's gonna be outside.
Uh-huh, yeah, it's going to be outside.
Yeah, because they can use planks, so they can like even recycled wood, and they take it and they just create the trunks.
Uh-huh.
And if it's out of the planks and it's inlaid, it'll look really nice.
That works. I
Yeah.
need them to put that wall first.
And that's gonna be at not George Washington.
Father Magna.
Father Magna.
Yes, and it's gonna be next to the, I don't know if you guys have gone recently, but they did this mural that's kind of facing the school next to the tennis courts.
Yeah, behind the basketball court.
Yeah, it's gonna be next to that because they're planning to add a whole bunch of new amenities there. So it's gonna be a nice place to put it, and actually in that
It's good
area.
because it's kind of closer to the school too,
Yes.
so no vandalism.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the other reason why we chose that location.
Yeah.
And that's the area kind of where that we're gonna be focusing on putting the trees, all of that, and mostly all the trail. That's gonna be pretty fun. Excited for that one. And that's it on my end, right? I don't think so. Right, I talked about the class. Oh, next is, because we're still on me, right? Because it's
Right.
no action.
Well, we can now, we're.
Oh, we can, you want to go back? Okay, let's go back.
Okay, let's go back to approval of the minutes. So I entertain a motion.
I motion to approve.
Okay, Monica first, have a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Okay, citizen communications. Would you like to say something, Jose?
Hi, my name's Jose. I'm hoping to be on the board. So right now I'm just, like I said, sitting, kind of watching everybody, kind of hoping to get a little bit involved. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I like getting involved a lot into the community, and one thing you'll learn about me, I love to talk. So community outreach is probably like my favorite part. So I'm an open book. So if you guys have any questions or anything, we can talk later and things like that. You can ask Lynn. We've been talking about.
Thank you,
Welcome
Jose.
aboard, you'll fit right in.
We're excited. Okay. All right, we have no action items other than our minutes. We now go on back to staff reports, Ruby.
All
You want to
right.
go over the GCAA grant, or treasurer's report?
Can we put that one on hold? Because that's
Sure.
the one that like.
I think, yeah, we can put that one on hold, because the
The
two
GCA?
people who really wanted the deep dive on it.
Well,
I mean, we can discuss it.
Well, I mean, I think that the important part to remember is that
Oh, we can do it.
GCAA
We can do it.
is a daily
What can we do?
activity of what the program manager does. And so our going over it, I don't think we should create any kind of obstruction to Ruby actually submitting it, because she
No,
has been
the
working
agreement
on
was
it.
we were gonna look at it, like it was gonna be done.
Okay,
They just wanted, the board just wanted her to bring it, so we could see like, oh, what are you gonna submit, let's look at it.
okay. And that can also be done through email so that we don't spend hours going over
Well, no,
things
yeah,
here.
we're not gonna
That's-
pour over it, it's just,
Okay,
Jean, I believe, just said like, I just wanna look and see, what are we gonna turn in?
I'm just,
We're not gonna make any edits or anything,
Okay.
yeah.
Hi.
hi Jean, I turn it over to you.
Well, thank you. Where are we?
We are at our staff reports.
At staff reports. Okay.
Yes, we are in B right now. We just went over a community activity report, and now we're on treasurer's report. And yes, it is that one.
Okay, Monica, you want to give this report?
So this is like a new version.
A good version. I like it.
I think, I do like though, the event one, so like I think we'll continue to do that one, like when we have events, so to break down for an event. But Ruby and Gloria were able to come up with something like this. And we can kind of explain it to you, if it doesn't look like.
Yeah, this makes sense.
So basically, and also something like a little asterisk, we have to keep in mind that our year started in October.
Okay.
And so And also, our monies are always sort of floating. Because like we'll turn in invoices, there's like two departments, there's budget department and there's finance department. So we'll submit stuff to budget and they'll work on it. And so we'll subtract those monies and you'll see like money subtracted where it says like unencumbered amounts. So those are kind of funds that may be like in a cloud somewhere. They're like spent, we can't touch it to spend it on anything else because we know we already
spent
paid.
it. So
Yeah, we already paid.
We're just waiting on the
Yeah.
bill.
But sometimes some of those numbers might reflect. So it might look like we have $499 when really we only have $329
Right.
because it's always going like this
Right.
between those two departments. And I know you
Gotcha.
know this,
Got it.
but just for maybe anybody that doesn't know. But everything's always fluctuating. So this is,
But these encumbrances, what I don't know is how often is this, how big a gap is there? I know that certain departments like utilities, for example, it's just so huge because you have $1 million going out for
Yeah.
this project that's already been encumbered. But in the interim, that bond may be accruing interest, and so there's money
well, you
coming
can see
in.
some, like, it's not huge amounts, but I was talking to Araceli and she was like, or maybe it was you that said, well, we have stuff that, we had invoices from
Last.
September, October, August before
Right.
that are still floating out there, that haven't really reflected on the numbers that we're seeing.
Got it.
So just always kind of
Always
keep
in
that in the
flux.
back of your mind that, what's there is maybe not all there,
Okay.
but we know where things are moving. So this was the way that we kind of figured to show you how things were moving. But like some things you can kind of tell, oh, okay, this is where that $12,000 came from, kind of thing. You can kind of tell.
Gotcha.
But if you can't tell, like we'll explain, where the money, where and why the money moved.
Got it. I think probably the one thing that we'll need probably some explanation is the revised budget, because we know exactly how much money we've got, but then all of a sudden you're revising it, and in this particular case,
And
it's
then Araceli also
upward.
says that we're ending court Q1.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's closed like home office, like here, we've closed out. But then she sent it to like budget and budget's closed out.
Right.
But now they sent it to finance, so now we're waiting for finance. So we shouldn't really find out our actuals until maybe like 2 or 3 weeks from today.
Okay.
So maybe and then at the next time we'll be like, okay, well we're here again. So that's why it's always, but I don't think the gaps are like as humongous as
Right.
you think we don't have that much money to begin with,
True, and then the fluctuations are just always small invoices that are still pending that haven't been processed,
Well,
or
there's encumbered amounts that are also from previous years.
Yeah.
So that's why
how do
it's
we clear
not.
those up so we don't have them lay out
Well,
so far?
we've closed them, but it does take a while.
Right.
It does take a while, and also it comes down to purchasing. And for purchasing, you have what's it called? What's the other department? I forgot. But the other department as well. Like it's you're never
Check
gonna see
starts
it
here
like
and it has to go through like 6 people
yeah.
before it
And not
actually
just
drops.
that, they haven't
Maybe
they
that
haven't
machine-
like yes, we haven't received
an
all of our
invoice
funds
or
yet.
POs or
No, we're still haven't received some of our funds. Like it's still like it's
They haven't finished
it's
the
still
budget
work. Yeah,
basically.
it's still
Because,
it's a work in
rolling
process.
over.
stuff is rolling over from previous year.
Yeah, and they haven't rolled over all the accounts.
'Cause
There
I-
are some accounts that will say 0, and it's like, well, I know that we've got money in there, but they haven't rolled it over because of,
Something.
yeah.
Well, in my experience, again, I'll give you an example. Metro, for example, paid us $33,000 of the day for invoices that stretched out all the way to 2021. We just had transition from First Transit to whoever Hendrickson that's managing them now, and there was stuff that was stuck, and POs were missing or POs that were correct, and so some of those things I know have an impact on when those things get processed.
All of ours are closed. That was the first thing I did when I came back. There's probably 2 or 3 invoices that we have that are open because I was still trying to get in contact with the vendors. But we're talking about like back like 2019. Some of this stuff is like back. But mostly everything's already closed.
How do y'all work to close those?
Yeah, any POs that might have had maybe like $3 or $4 on there closed. Anybody that didn't send us anything closed. Whoever we weren't able to get in communication with, all of that's closed. So
Got it.
that's not something that's showing up
For
on
you
there. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. But I like it. I mean, it gives us a good
Is
snapshot
this
of where
kind
we
of
are.
what you would want to see?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
This
then we
gives us a
can
little
kind of say,
snapshot of
like,
where we are.
yeah, at least to know más o menos. Yeah.
Well, again, because I get Councilman Gutierrez just called me the other day and said, hey, can you meet with Blas Castaneda about planting some trees at Castaneda Park? And first I hear of it. Where am I going to squeeze that in the budget? Well, we've already got trees donated from Dr. Wrights, and okay.
First I hear.
Yeah, first I hear of it. But you can help us, can't you? I said, well, I think, yeah. I'll find out what. I mean, so I'm going to meet with him tomorrow.
Cool.
With Castaneda and with former Councilman Castaneda and
Mhm.
half a dozen of the neighborhood, I guess. And I guess Councilman Gutierrez on the show.
Well, we can get the community to do it, sure. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm sure they can raise the volunteers to do
Yeah.
it.
They'll get the volunteers.
They'll get the volunteers. District 5 has always been really good about bringing their own volunteers. They've got a scholarship committee for D5 that's still active, still does their stuff. They're aging, but they've been around since Henry Trevino, that far back. Yeah, I mean, this is like 1990 council member.
Been around that long too, Chief.
I say nothing. I plead the fifth. Okay, it's a good report. I like it. I like this, but I do like the idea of keeping the event report also.
Yeah, I want to keep that because I mean, y'all need to see how much and what is going where, and from where.
Good job, guys.
So
Nice.
Think
I'm
more,
just
yeah.
gonna. I'm just.
To know, getting to know everything, and then one thing that I wanted to add is that she moves funds, and she needs to get approved by other people, 3 people. She doesn't just move it on her own. She needs
Right.
to get them approved, so it's not something that she's
Yeah.
just doing on her own.
Yeah, and that does take
And
a.
that takes time.
Yeah,
Yes.
it
Yeah.
takes time too. And do want to go over real quick the reserve appropriation one. So that's the account that we get funding for and move it into our accounts. And as you can see, originally it was at 20 and it's down to 8. That's meaning that 12,000 has already been moved to other accounts.
Okay,
Okay.
so it's a reserve account. Does that mean that we
It's
always wanted it?
donations. It's
Right.
anything that we've gotten.
Do we always want to keep it at a certain amount? Is that money going
It
to
would
come
be
back
good.
to us?
It would be good to keep
Mhm.
it there, but do remember that we do have our donation line item that gets moved into reserve and then from reserve to our line items.
Okay.
Okay?
Because I keep a line of credit at the bank. I don't tap into it unless I have to, and that's my reserve. So if I get to that point and I pull money out, as soon as those invoices come in, that money goes back to my
Yeah. No,
So
we don't.
is-
We're
no.
good.
Okay.
Okay. But we do just want to try to keep stuff to a minimum. But everything, and another thing too, all this funding that's been moved around
Mhm.
already is funding that we're planning to spend. So I mean,
Got
that
it.
includes like the upcoming trip, the big event and Earth Day. So, and if you think about it, in the next big event that we have isn't till our award ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because after that, May, we might not. June, July is just training conferences again. And then September is when we'll be having our awards.
Okay.
So in my eyes, funding wise, we're doing pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Do you have any other questions in
No,
regards
I
to
think
expense report?
that's good. Can we move on to the grant? This is the grant copy?
Yes, you guys can go ahead and go over it.
Speaking of, if we do get these grants, when do those roll in?
Which ones?
Like this GCA?
The GCA one is.
We got a grant.
Excuse me.
I know, I'm
I
like,
gotta
what,
go
how
outside.
much, what am I gonna see on my next expense report? I'm just kidding.
So the GCA works, that funding doesn't come to us. It will go to TxDOT.
Okay.
Because it's actually, it wouldn't go to TxDOT. It's with TxDOT. I think that's how it works, right, Lynn?
Yeah.
The GCA one?
Yeah, basically it's monies for TxDOT to do an improvement to their highway system entrances into our community.
Okay, yeah.
So we'll get to participate
In what that
in what
involves.
that involves.
Okay.
Doesn't necessarily mean money's for us.
No.
Just means work.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
And therein
It's
Oh, that'd be
310,000.
therein is the glitch, because this report takes a lot of time, and they want a lot of information that sometimes is very hard to get.
This is the thing that kept us out of the parade?
Oh yeah. And you got, and you know, and this is the hardest part about this grant, that we cannot surpass. If it's 125 words, it's 125 words.
That's it, period.
Period. You can't put more. So that's where it takes me longer, because I can type. Let's say I'm at 107. Oh, I need to add. Right? You're not going to turn in 107. So then you add, and then you hit up 142. Yeah, okay. Now I gotta go back down. What do I remove? So and that's why this
And also remember,
grant takes a while. It's very tedious, and then I have to go and do my research. Right? I need to go get information from, because this grant is supposed to be, it's a community. Remember, it's the government achievement award, like, and it's a community grant. So this is what everybody's doing, not just Kill B. It's as a city, what are we doing for Laredo?
to beautify and
Yeah.
keep our
So it
community
includes
looking
community
good.
development and their
Yeah,
code
you're gonna
enforcement.
see-
You're
you're gonna
talking
see-
everybody.
You're gonna see
Solid
names, you're gonna
waste,
see solid waste, you're
recycling.
gonna see recycling, you're gonna see everybody on there.
Utilities, I mean, everybody.
AgriLife, everybody's
Everybody.
on there.
It's
Very
everything. The,
But
So what?
there's no money.
Well, no, it is.
Well, it's money, but it's not, the thing is it goes back. Whenever you do an assessment of your community,
Right.
you say, where are our needs? So this is specifically for TechStop to be able to utilize. So TechStop wants us to
But
win it
this
so
is
then
what-
they can,
Agreed, but that's is at their direction.
Yes.
So they're gonna decide what projects
well,
No,
Or
we
do-
decide the
you get
project.
to decide,
we decide.
you get to decide,
Well, that's
How we're gonna
different.
spend the fund. It's
Well-
like any grant, like we can't just spend it however.
Yeah,
It has
it's-
to be
right.
spent for
There's-
that.
we're participating, it's a collaboration, it becomes a
Right.
collaboration. So their monies become our monies in the sense that we're making a major beautification project.
Like we'll get a say.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
So you get to say,
310,000.
no, I don't want pink flowers, I want purple, whatever.
I don't want oak trees, I want
Exact-
something that's,
Exactly.
Right,
I want something that's more native,
Yeah.
you know?
gotcha.
Uh,
The
So
only thing is the project
So the money's
has to
held-
be at a, it's on a right of way.
So
I mean,
the
not a right of way,
money's
it has to
held
be,
held by
text-
TechStop, but we direct where it's used so long as it's within whatever the criteria
That's
is.
right.
Right away.
this is
Whatever
where
the
pro-
parameters
yeah,
that
the
they have
leg
given.
of this project.
Yes.
Have we ever received this order?
No.
No,
Never.
no.
This would be a first.
It would be a first, yes.
Actually, we've
she's-
got in second place twice.
yes.
Well, this is the one that they just gave us
Yes.
second place the other day,
Yes,
last
yes.
year.
Yes. This is our
Yes.
second.
We,
Sad.
well, we missed
It's
it by,
hard.
what did we miss it by?
We-
That was sad.
Look at who we're competing against.
No,
We're
it's
competing-
not, yeah, it's, the thing is it goes back. It's in what your program wants to achieve. And that's something that we as a board should be doing, is putting together a master plan for what we want to see in our community. What kind of entrance do we want? Have we ever discussed it? And what is our entrance to Laredo? Is it 35 or is it 59? Or is it 359? Or is it 83?
Where's the bridge?
Correct. And
Which they're doing a big
They're gonna do a
multi-million
big
dollar
thing there,
project.
yeah. But that's what I'm
John,
saying,
is
so,
it- they decide to put the statue over there or something? Or are they gonna take the statue out?
I think they just installed it.
They're gonna have a public meeting on
Yeah.
where they wanna put the
They-
statue.
They don't know when they're gonna have that public
They
meeting.
spent the whole hour, 20 minutes at the council meeting on Monday. And I'm sitting there going, I mean, of course, I was across the street at a murder trial, so I was okay. Watching that on public access.
It was that frustrating, you murdered somebody.
Yeah, I was aggravated assault or something. It was awful. I mean, it's just, I met with the city manager yesterday, and again, that was one of the comments that was out there. You guys spend so much time talking about nothing. Then, again, it's important to us, but that's something that probably, ought to be driven outside of the council meeting into these public squares. But my understanding is it's like $35,000 to move it, set it and install it or something like that. It's
I think if it gets moved, then it's not, I don't think that thing's being moved. I think Public Works is just gonna have to build a new concrete base if they want it somewhere else.
So again, if TxDOT is directing that, they're holding the money, but we're directing that. So do we have a say in where that goes?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, well, you'll
that's
have
okay.
some say.
So-
Yeah, it just has to be in
Then why
a,
do you laugh at me like that? Like we really don't have a say, but we have a say.
it just has to be in one of our
You know what I'm saying.
entrances or whatever, one of our, welcome that in.
Yeah.
And there's some really nice stuff that has been done with it for some communities.
Well, again, my disappointment last year was that we missed it by so much against big communities. It was San Antonio, Chicago, San Antonio, and someplace north of Dallas got it.
Frisco, I believe.
Frisco,
Yes.
yeah.
They get it a lot.
They get it a lot. Yeah, so I want to make sure we get it this year. I'd like to see
Well,
us get it. I mean,
That's where the research part comes in. We did our research. We said,
because Rio make fun of me for doing it. Because they get it every year. Big Jackson
Yeah.
constantly.
Well, yeah, but their
but
program,
that's
it's run very differently.
well, and then also what category are they? What's the population? Because remember we're dividing.
That's right, they're smaller.
Yeah, and it's they did mention that the smaller communities, the were one of the first couple of categories. They don't get many applicants.
They don't.
They don't.
That's why
It's more
It-
competition on
yeah.
the bigger cities.
the bigger cities are the ones that compete harder because but too, their programs are also have more opportunity to create what they're looking for, what Keep Texas Beautiful is looking for, and what TxDOT's looking for. Smaller communities don't necessarily have all the departments larger communities have, so it's kind of a schism, so to speak. in the
Well, we did
system.
contact 2 other affiliates, and they just gave us some pointers onto what we can do and add to make our application better, and we added that, and hopefully,
And so it's in where,
no, it's not in
when is it going?
tomorrow.
But
Because
we'll-
besides that part of the grant, we also gotta do a portfolio. So we're working on our portfolio right now. So we're talking
Backup
about
documentation.
yeah, backup documents, photos, newspaper clippings, everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very
Well,
detailed one.
Fingers crossed. Keep up the good work. Let's
I
see.
found one typo.
Okay, write it for me like that. I can fix it. Thank you.
Okay, item 7, items for next meeting.
We talk about take a plant, leave a plant.
Okay.
So we can build.
Legal plant.
Doing what?
They're like community stands where people can
Like the
take,
books?
like books.
Yes.
Where they take a plant, they leave a plant, somebody comes, picks a plant up, somebody else comes and drops a plant
A
off.
lending library, but for
Yeah,
plants.
but for plants. It's not really lending, it's a
Well, I know
giving,
not
a
lending,
giving
but
library.
It's a taking library.
It's a giving
It's a trading.
library.
It's a trading post.
It's a trading post for seeds.
Cool.
Wait, before that, I just want to go back real quick. Go back to big event. If you all know anybody that's willing to donate, please let us know because we do need a
What
lot
do we-
of
what do we
art
need?
supplies.
Art supplies.
Yeah, painting supplies. Talking about brushes, rollers, all that good stuff.
Don't we have a paint program?
We cannot use, from you you're talking about, right? We
Mhm.
cannot use that funding for this project.
No, there's a paint program that I saw the other day where people can pick a paint.
Oh, the HHW, yeah,
Yeah.
we're already using that.
Okay.
That's paint. I'm talking about paint supplies, like
You need
your
rollers,
liners and all
ones,
It's
that.
ugly paint, you know.
Yeah.
It's ugly paint.
Well, the graffiti's even uglier, so.
No, the
that's-
graffiti's one thing to paint over it, but we're gonna be painting homes.
Well, it's not all ugly paint.
Well, we went to go look at it, and it's because mostly the stuff that gets dropped off to
Quit
the,
lying to yourself, Gene.
what gets dropped off over there is what they're 1 gallons. If we're painting homes, we need
Yeah.
5 gallons. Yeah.
Okay.
So just if y'all know anybody, know anything, please help us out with that.
Okay. Have we ever collaborated with Habitat? Maybe they have found that.
We
I
already
don't know,
went
but
that
the Laredo
route.
builders used
They-
to help
yeah.
you.
I already-
They used to give you things.
I asked.
They
Well, not
basically
what is
said
back in the
we
private
use
sector,
everything.
we can
Yeah.
go budget
Yeah.
for it.
Where's he at?
So, he is vice president of land development.
That's good.
Monica helped me out on that part and Habitat Humanity.
They basically said, well, like, we use everything. I said, but you don't have, like, you know, you wouldn't, like, share it with them. No, like, we use everything. Okay, so basically, like, no.
Yeah, so I asked.
Because I was like, well, if you have, like, a half a can of paper, well, like, yeah, we're going to use it the next time. I'm like, what do you
No,
do?
they're very efficient. They are very
Yeah.
efficient.
Yeah, so just
Well, fair enough.
mainly, how's it? Paint supplies. Paint supplies, paint supplies, paint supplies.
Okay.
Because I would, even if we just borrow it, like if it's like the long rollers, because I still don't even have storage for to store all those 80 long rollers.
You have a container or something?
No, we have, like,
Just take a thing.
there's just no more room. We have a lot of stuff.
So, what do we do with the stuff we got?
It's
It's all
stored, but
But is it all usable?
It's
I mean,
just,
can we
yeah,
make
it's all
work?
usable, but it's all different things. You use different things for different projects. So you have
our inventory is just getting
100
high.
shovels, you have 100 rakes, you have 100 hoes, you have
There's
100
you got
paint
a whole-
roll.
One of my clothes
Yes.
somewhere in there, I'm sure.
Yes,
It's
for
Kelby's
sure.
is donated.
Yeah, there's lots. But the roller brushes and the paint brushes and all of those things, I mean, it's kind of a, you know, they're here today, gone tomorrow, depending on how they're abused or used. And also, you know, how much of it is ruined, because sometimes that happens. And then, of course, sometimes they get tossed off to the side. So you're constantly replacing. But in the process, sometimes you have a donation and then you just don't have anywhere to put it because you're already full.
Yeah, and that's where we're at right now. We're a little full.
Okay.
Maybe later we apply for a little city grant to get a new shed.
What if I got us a container donated?
Perfect.
Well, they're like, 30 footer, 40
Yeah.
footer, or 40.
That'd be good.
Do you have a place to put
We
it?
need, yeah, we need.
In the compound, yeah.
Yeah, we'll put it right here, Rachel. Does that help?
John's going, wait, 30 feet?
Because I'll walk over to Bethel tomorrow and ask him.
Yeah.
He's over at City Hall Annex now.
Oh, really?
The Killen Building next door to City Hall. It's got a big Southern Sanitation sign on the side of it now. It's his favorite office. That's his office now, so I call it City Hall Annex.
Oh, how funny.
Yeah,
That's funny.
He's got
we take any donations,
Oh, that would be good.
anything.
or Jerry DeSantis, because I think they both have it. And I know Jerry, if I tell him Bethel's going to donate it, he'll donate it. Because no, let me do it. Because
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be good. We need
we're
room.
poking at each other.
Oh, always. And then, you don't know. Well, but
All right, guys. So
Okay, that's it.
we're
Items for
good.
next
Yeah,
meeting?
that's it. No questions for me, right?
Right. And items for next meeting, we want to talk about the Needle plant, take a plant.
take a plant,
Leave
leave
a
a plant.
Okay.
I'm gonna look for specs for a shelf.
Okay.
You don't believe me, they're gonna have to build them.
Seeds. Did we ever?
No.
Elaine, you had?
Yes, I did lots of
Didn't
seeds.
we have like a seed program?
Yes.
Can we talk about that? Because it's, I mean, March, we're coming up on that.
Okay,
So
you want to
maybe
do like the
it's
shake
already
type of
time.
thing?
Sorry, what?
It's already time. Planting starts now.
All right.
Yeah,
And then
your
what about the
tomatoes.
planters at the health department?
Oh.
They're in sad shape.
Oh. What?
Just,
We can
Talk
get.
to Richard.
no, just,
Dr.
look,
Chamberlain.
this is what you do. Approach Richard and ask him to assign somebody at the health department
That's
to take
what-
care of it.
That's what needs to
Because we
be
can't
done.
take care of them. There's no, I mean, we can't even take care of what's in front. I mean, so,
Well, I haven't been able to touch the front since I've been back.
yeah,
It's
so
been so busy that.
if Richard will give us an assignment, maybe talking to him, you know, you can get him to see how the benefit is. And then he has nothing but an herb garden. So it's nothing but basil and oregano and all of that.
That we already have seeds for pretty much.
And then he started cooking class for diabetics. They do the Buena Vida program.
Mhm.
They can start using their garden for their cooking program to show diabetics the things they need to eat.
We're filming a PSA there on 24th, so,
Okay.
and he's part of it, so.
Well, we could also do
That's good.
adopt a garden. I'm gonna get
Who's not for adoption?
an organization. Well, no, there's areas in Laredo that, like for example, Lady of the Water. Who's taking care of that?
Let's take care of it.
That's
Who takes care of the?
Like taking
But
care
it's-
of the actual physical
no
structure.
the garden itself. That
Isn't it the
that belongs to
To the
is
artist?
it the neighborhood association?
the homeowners
or-
association.
Okay.
Yes, but they haven't been maintaining it.
But
So
isn't
the
that
parks
in the
Parks
right
has to
region?
go, but Parks
That's
I mean
what I thought.
Parks doesn't have they don't have a manpower for that.
That
So
median-
now,
No?
That
It's
median's
maintained
not-
by,
Sounds-
HOA.
yeah, it's
The San
HOA.
Isidro Boulevard is maintained by
Yes.
the HOA?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It's supposed
So
to be
now that-
those little things in the middle, yeah. I
Yeah,
remember.
now that
Not the street, but the.
it is
Yeah.
the thing in the
The
middle. Now
median.
that the
medians.
Lady of the Water's
medians are all
there,
by HOA.
they haven't maintained that. So now what I'm gonna have to do is a company, you all met them before, Uber Freight's gonna start and maintaining the lady and the other 4 sculptures that we added,
But do
because we
we
still gotta
need-
put,
Technically private property, do we need permission or anything? or-
no, because.
Well,
they-
yeah, if it's private property,
Well, it
you
belongs
can't
to the
adopt
HOA.
it off to somebody
Well,
if you don't have ownership of
their
it. But
idea-
that would be working a collaboration with the HOA.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and their idea now
I mean-
is that since we put that the city put the statue there, it
You
belongs to the
take care of
city.
it. Mhm.
So the city that he.
Well, it doesn't, it's because a lot of the neighborhood didn't want it there. They don't like it. They complain all the time, and I don't get it. It's like,
Some of my
But
big
it-
Catholic friends have said it was evil.
well, yeah, there you go. I mean, I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, I love it. I think it's great.
I do too.
The only thing that I wish it had was actually having running water out of
Running
its
water.
hands.
That'd be-
Because it's the lady of the water.
You
Where's
can
the
see
water?
waves, you can see the waves.
Where's the water?
Well, I remember now that we have the 4 new mini sculptures that are at NCP,
Yeah.
and we're supposed to add. It's an ongoing project that we're working on. We're adding the garden around it. So, what I'm gonna do? No, they already said that they're committed to taking care of those sculptures because we don't
They
have.
meaning.
Uber Freight.
Uber Freight.
Uber Freight's gonna maintain those sculptures at least once or twice a month. Go out there, do a little maintenance like that. That's being taken care of.
Well, then let's talk about North Central Park at the next meeting, because I manage the page, Friends of North Central Park, which has got like 15,000 followers. Let's maybe activate them, get them to do something.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I
If
was
you
gonna
just
say,
be our
like, is that
friend.
something that like we can glom on with Uber Freight, even
Well,
if it's
it's
just like
gonna
a
be
little.
a partnership. Like
Okay.
they're KLB.
Yeah, because that's more stuff that we can put in
Yes,
things
exactly.
like that.
So it's
yeah.
gonna be a partnership that we're gonna have with them. That they're gonna go on there, just like the partnership that we have with the youth village, where they go pick
Good.
up trash. I provide the supplies, and they just give me the numbers. The same thing for this. They're gonna take care of it, and
And we'll help them along with it.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna take the lead, but we'll help them.
So and the reason I mentioned this is probably what we can do for the health department. Get a group that's willing to.
I think, yeah, you could get a group or get somebody who works with the health department, like the girls who run the exercise programs and things of that nature. I'm saying just give it to the health department.
Yeah.
That way they have some buy-in there, because you want them, it's their facility.
Yeah.
So it's
So they get their own volunteers.
yeah, so they can get their people there doing it. They have a lot of people there. A lot of people are there in the health department. Tons.
It's a big part of it.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I say, because then the garden can be focused on their programming, because
Yes.
their programming's focusing on specific areas, specifically diabetes.
It'd be better if it goes through them. We can KLB has lots of seats, so we're able, and I think I've given them seats before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, well then, that's it.
just an idea.
Good idea. Anything else for the next meeting? Any other items?
No, so just the 2 items would be take a plant, leave a plant, and then seed program.
And then, for John, for our next meeting, is there any way we can get an update on this whole, I'm gonna bring you a cashier's check tomorrow. I don't have checks anymore.
I know, I was telling her I had to have my dad write me a
Oh.
check.
Oh my God.
Can I get a check for?
I wrote a check. I don't know. I still write checks.
It's something that me and John had talked about, like we're trying.
I know, but, I mean, obviously, we don't have a finance director.
Jeez,
And that's
don't you have
probably
a
the big
PayPal?
Yeah. The finance director was in and out in
Take
60
Venmo.
days, so.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Gone to 60 seconds, gone to 60 days,
There you
kind of
go.
same thing, so. Okay,
Well,
well,
there's-
we need to figure that out, because I have friends who are saying, hey, man, I'll Venmo you $50 for, you know, for Keep Laredo Beautiful. I should carry checks or take cash. I'm not taking cash. Are you crazy? Don't take cash. Cash is no good here. So, I mean, literally, I mean, I'll be lamenting to people how trashy the city looks. We're trying to keep Laredo Beautiful. Well, come by the office and swipe the credit card. Or I'll send you
Unless
Venmo.
anybody's willing
There
to
is-
use their social and tie it into KLB, because that's the only way you're.
I have a problem with that.
The thing is that you can get around that with the tax identification number, your
We
TIN.
tried.
Do we have one?
Of course, the city does,
We
of
have-
course.
we
Well, the
have
city
one.
does, because Keep Laredo Beautiful have one.
Well, they
One
still-
Yes,
also.
they do. They have one for their
Yes, KLB
nonprofit.
has one, but
You
they
file
still-
it,
They
that's right.
still want
A person attached to it, which
Yes.
is usually the registered agent, which is the city manager. And you know that's not gonna happen.
we're not gonna be putting our social.
I mean, of course, the registered agent is Laredo Valina.
Right now? Classic. I gotta tell them that.
Uh-huh.
By the way, Larry owes, 50 grand.
So
Okay.
that's just it. I don't think the registered agent has ever been changed.
All right, well, we'll have to figure that out at some point.
Let's not stress over it. Let's leave it as a summer problem.
Well, but the reason I stress over it is one, like I said, tomorrow I'm gonna go to Bank of America and just grab a cashier's check. Not just for you, but there's a couple other places that do the same thing. They won't do a cash
Make
app.
sure-
Or,
remember you
Women's
go-
City Club's the same way. Nobody wants to attach their social to it.
Yeah,
oh, for Ruby.
I'm Ruby.
No, for Myra. See, I'm sorry, for Myra. I look at Ruby. For Myra.
Oh, I'm so glad that was you.
For Myra, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yes, so two. Just,
Two.
you know,
Two.
it's on the to-do list for the girls, like that I can scratch that off that I told you in person, not emailed you.
Okay, got it.
Taking care of it.
Got it.
Okay,
Okay,
that's it.
that's it.
That's it.
Do I have a motion for adjournment? Motion. Second?
Second.
Second. Motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Hi.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. And we are at it.